And we are back. I want to give a shout out to my buddy, Silver Eagle 2061. I believe it's 2061. Or 2060. You'll see him. He's a subscriber, and I'm also a subscriber to his videos. He does a section here, a show here on YouTube called Smoking Aloud. And I want to thank Silver Eagle for the shout out on your latest video. Appreciate that. That humbles Howlinblind and makes him feel very happy, very warm inside. Now, this is a man that I have never met in real life. Never met. But I call him friend. And the idea of the meet and greet for cigar smokers, it sounds really good. That's something that we should work on. And we'll even invite some non-cigar smokers if you want to come down and sit around and smoke cigars. Or just sit and talk, or just be Americans. Because what the government does not want is us communicating with each other. They want us fighting among each other. It's called divide and conquer. You know, that's why the media puts Mariah Carey and Madonna and Michael Jackson and their woes on the front pages, is so we can, in a way, we talk about them, but we think it's cool that these people are having problems. Sort of like you got yours, buddy. There you go for being rich. You know, because they don't need to air their problems out on the media. We don't either. Us low middle class people, below poverty level people, we don't need to go on TV. You think they would have a show on television starring a nobody, a homeless man, whose guests are other homeless people talking about their woes? Because what would happen is most of these homeless people would probably get on TV and tell you how good they got it. Now, I'm not saying they have it great, but they're not going to gripe about things when they got a place to sleep, they get a cup of coffee in the morning, they can round up enough money to come in a smoke shop and get a pack of cigarettes or some rolling tobacco and some rolling paper and a hamburger from McDonald's or wherever. You know, they got it made because they don't have to work. And they don't have to pay taxes. Let me take a swig of my orange juice. And again, I say in this country, with as much money as there is in this country, and more of it being printed every day by the Federal Reserve, and as much housing that's in this country that sit unoccupied, there is no reason for anyone to go hungry in America. And there is no reason for anyone to go without a roof over their head. The reason it's done is class warfare. It's done, I honestly believe it's designed by the government. I see people coming in the store, the homeless guys, and they're on so much freaking medication because they have some sort of disorder or whatever. I fully blame that on the government. Because the government wants people addicted to prescription drugs, and then they put them on the street. They give them Depakote and Seroquel and things like that. Look those drugs up and you tell me, would you want to take them? Look them up. Find out the side effects of them. You tell me. Should a person be walking on the street taking that shit? But that's what the government does. They want to divide and conquer. They want to keep the rich and the poor pitted against each other, blaming each other. You know, the rich want to blame the poor because he wants more money an hour. He wants more than just hamburger for dinner. Daggone, how am I going to get rich if I have to keep having to give him more money? And the poor are saying, you know, all I want is a chance. Why are you taking my chance away from me, big rich fat cat? Why are you shipping my job out of the country, you big rich fucking fat cat? I don't believe in taxes. Honestly, don't. Any kind of income tax. Corporate taxes were original part of the Constitution. So I think corporations should pay tax. But here's how I think it should be. Look at that. Broke off perfect. If you have a business and you employ 100% in your business American people, and everything you do is based in America. Okay, let's say you buy a part. Let's say you have a car, and you buy a starter for the car that's made in Mexico, and the car is being built in America, but the American guy is working and putting it on. Okay? Now, I'm not saying pay him outrageous money. Pay him a decent wage. Give him cost of living plus. But if you employ all American workers, that's whites, blacks, Hispanics, Latinos, anyone who is in this country legally and who wants a job, they should get a small tax break. If you employ one out of the country person, in other words, let's say you send one job overseas to be done, or you outsource, you should be taxed at the highest rate in the world. 75 to 90%. G.E. Griffith talks about in that video how what our government is supposed to do is to protect us. That's all. They're not supposed to govern, and they're not supposed to rule. They're supposed to protect the American people, make laws that make it fair for everybody in the country to work, to live, and to eat, to protect our right to the right of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. There should not be any lobbying going on in Congress. The kind of lobbying that includes the exchange of money from one pocket to another, from the lobbyist to the politician. Politicians should not have to raise money to run a campaign, to run for president or senator or Congress. All television stations are ran by the FCC or controlled by the FCC, Federal Communications Commission. They all should be required to allow anybody, even me, running for any kind of public office, if needed, equal time. Or maybe there should be one channel called the political channel, where the politician goes on, and if you want to find out what the guy that you're thinking about is voting, that's where you go find out there. And there should be penalties for politicians who lie. All right, coming up on a little after 9 minutes, I got one more segment, and we'll be right back.